All right. So, I seen a post from one of my Facebook friends, and there was an issue with her child at her school, and she made a post and was like, "Listen, like if your child is gonna bully my child, we're gonna have some problems." All right. So, y'all, I'm gonna give you the scoop on how to get justice for your children around here, because I don't think that a lot of people having these conversations. We're not having conversations to have parents activate and use the voices and go through the appropriate channels and go through what they need to go through to get some paper trail and some itemized things happening when it comes to bullying. So basically what we have is, and just like similar situations that I reported, where you literally have where people will say, oh, all these different types of stuff, we need the receipts, right? I'm going to give you the game on how to get these receipts. So number one, so each school district should be required to have a bullying online system, right? And so you need to either call the district and have them, or whichever school district that you're in, call the school district and figure out where that online bullying comes from. If you put information on that website, guess what? It is now public record, and it is time stamped, and it has your IP address of when you sent it. Okay. So the first thing to do is to file a bullying report on the district website. Okay. The more times that you do it, the better. So if you don't hear a response, which is key, let me tell you something. Hillsborough County Public Schools, they do not properly adhere to their bullying. That's something that I know for a fact as a teacher, right? So, I mean, last year they reported like 355 cases out of the 215,000. Like, listen, it's ridiculous, right? So I'm putting y'all on game, right? I like that. I'm gonna put that up on screen. Okay. So what you need to do is figure out where that online platform is on the district's website. Once you type in information on that district website and you hit that submit button, it is public record. But before you hit the submit button, I'm gonna tell you something else that no one is gonna probably tell y'all to do. There are apps on Google Chrome, your phone. Some take a picture of what you're submitting to the district before you hit send, right? Because you're gonna get a paper trail when you send it, and then you should get a paper trail when the district have it. You need to take a picture of you or a bit. Guess what? Video is king. I love video. Today is what today is? It's Monday. Hold on. Today is October 7th, and it's at 4:15 p.m. And I am recording this incident report that I'm typing to submit to the school district because my child's getting bullied. Boom. You got another receipt right there. Presto. All right. So then when you send it to the district and you hit that submit button, you should receive a confirmation that says, hey, we received your report. If you did not receive a confirmation, you need to call your school district and confirm that they have a receipt of your bullying report. And you know what? I would do one even better. I would either write down on a piece of paper, say, I've contacted the district this date, this time. I spoke with such and such. When y'all be having these conversations with the district, see, that's the thing. When you email the district, they'll say, oh, call me so we can discuss. Stop, stop, stop. Have everything in writing, folks, because I'm telling you, some of these districts will do everything to shield liability. Stop all that. Let's have conversation on the phone. Get it in writing. Parents, get it in writing. You need all the receipts that you can, period. So what you're going to do, you're going to write down who you spoke to if you're going to speak on the phone, what time you spoke to them, make sure you get their name and their position. Take notes, I spoke to such and such. They did confirm receipt of bullying report. If you don't hear anything from the bully report, what you do, you email the district. You email the school board members that's over your district. So if you in District 5, email Tammy Schamberger in Hillsborough County Public Schools. That's who you email. And you email her and you email the principal. And all of their emails is published online. And if you need help with that, guess what? I'll be the person to help you with that too. So listen, You're going to create an email and you're going to write an email. Hello, good afternoon. My name is such and such, and my child attends such and such school. I have filed a bully report using the online system on the date and time that you filled it out. I have yet to hear back regarding my concerns for the safety and well-being of my child. Whew. You got to use the right language. So number 2, parents, I'm animated today because this is something passionate. It's something important. I need y'all to share this. I need y'all to tell people how to do this thing, because this justice work is hard. And in order to get justice, you need receipts. And so you got to collect receipts at every single step of the way to get justice for your child. Period. That's how it works. Okay. And the districts will do anything to shield liability, right? They will do anything to say, oh, we didn't do nothing wrong. It was you, not us. Don't put your whole trust in the system. That's part of the problem. That's a whole nother conversation. So parents, listen, if you need help with writing emails on certain words you're gonna say, guess what? I'm gonna help you out with that too. So Teaching for the Culture is getting ready to create email samples that you can send to the district, and all you have to do is fill in the information, copy and paste that thing, change it up if need be, and then send it off to the people at need be. Because when you talk about bullying, we're talking about the safety and the welfare and the trauma of our children. Bullying is important to me. It is. It's one of my topics. But we can't talk about bullying and we can't talk about what people ain't doing and all that until we have some receipts, right? We need the receipts, right? And so parents, I'm activating you to step by step getting these receipts, because guess what? All they gonna do is they gonna blame you, like how they blamed the parent at Lanier Elementary and said it was her fault. But what people don't realize is that if a parent did something and reported it, it's public record. So guess what? There are receipts. So again, the language that you write to the school district, there it could change, right? You can say a whole bunch of different things, right? So you can say, I have yet to hear back regards to my bullying complaint, and I'm concerned for the safety and welfare of my child. My child is experiencing trauma. My child hasn't been able to cope well. My child isn't, and it all goes back to the safety and welfare of the child. So if there is a bully report that happens at the school district and the school district doesn't do it or doesn't respond fast enough as they need to, they have all these people working there. I don't understand why it takes forever to get a call back when a bully report is sent. Nonetheless, you have it where you have already said, look, I done recorded and I done, documented when I sent this, and I'm documenting again when I didn't get a response. Who does that look better on? You or the district? You. Because you know what? The district was going to do and use anybody to try to paint the narrative, try to shift the conversation. Always. Period. The district don't owe y'all nothing but equity and education. And that's what you got to fight for. And that's what you need receipts to make sure that you get it. Because until parents put foot on the district's necks to make sure that they doing what they're supposed to do, this is why all the corruption exists. This is why what's happening. It is. And they leverage each other. They use each other. And they say, oh, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. They quick to say something didn't happen, but they wasn't even there. They quick to say, oh, there's multiple sides to the story, but they wasn't there. They say, I wasn't there. Like the incident that I was talking about at Lanier Elementary, I wasn't there. I'm just getting all these different sides, but guess what? You have to get the receipts. And like my famous quote, I've always said, I've been saying it, and I really hope that everyone uses this quote, because again, people lie, receipts don't. Black and white don't lie. The receipts don't lie, period. So if a parent filled out a bully report and they got attacked at school after the bully report, who's negligent? So parents, it's your duty. It's your job, right? I got to activate every parent that I can to make sure that they know that You have the ultimate power here. The district don't have no power. The parents are the stakeholders. The parents lead the way. So there's a misconception that as a parent, you just have to follow what the district is telling you. We're going to cancel that, right? The district has a duty to provide education, quality education. And if you are reporting that your child is getting bullied and they're not doing anything about it, that's not quality education. They are in violation of providing quality education. That's a problem. So, parents, get your receipts. If your child is being bullied, I need you to call the district, find out where that online tool is, record it, start documenting it. If you need help getting these receipts or you need help drafting something, let Teaching for the Culture know. Let me know. My email address is bianca@teachingfortheculture.com. Let me know. Because what I'm seeing, again, I've been talking about this since the very beginning. We got all these different people talking about stuff that they ain't see it, they ain't witness, right? And we have people such as myself and reporters and stuff that put they stuff on the line to report stuff, even though they're getting bullied, right? We need to make sure that we are collecting evidence and we're collecting receipts every step of the way. Because again, districts will try to shield responsibility every step of the way. And that is not right and that is not fair, but that is what the times that we are in. People will do whatever they can to cover themselves and not face the facts that there's kids dealing with stuff. My last thing on how to protect your children from bullies is to check your child's cell phone. If everybody checks their child's cell phone, I bet you and can assure you that a lot of the bullying incidents will be cut significantly. Why? Because most of the bullying is done through the means of communication through the cell phone devices, whether it's through social media or whether it's a text message on the phone. Check your child's cell phone. All parents need to be checking their child's cell phone to see what they sending and what they receiving. I don't understand why parents say, well, they don't check their child's cell phone and they living in your house. That's something that I just can't understand. Check your child's cell phone, because there's a lot of things and there's a lot of apps out here that is literally tainting the mind of our children and is perpetuating bullying, and that's how kids are getting hurt. Like I said earlier, there was an incident in New York where a child died, was stabbed to death, And it was all recorded on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And nobody helped this man. He died, 18 years old. The kids just recorded. Now we bring that back to Tampa. There's fights all the time in Tampa. There are some fights that caught the media attention, but guess what? They be fights every day. And you know how I know? Because I'm on this. The kids on there. They be tagging the school on there. They say, oh, our school got the best fights. And it's a competition. But if you're not checking the cell phones, you won't see it. You won't notice it. Check your child's cell phone. The last thing is how to protect your children from bullies is to uplift them and love them. When you are a child and you're faced with people talking about you and it's over and over and over again and it seems like no one is doing anything about it, that is a lot of trauma for a child. I know, because I was one of them. And it sucks to be in that child's shoes when they feel like nobody can help them, when they feel like their mama can't help them or their daddy can't help them, because when their mom or daddy try to help them at the school try to turn them away or say that it didn't happen, but they wasn't there to say if it did or didn't. Or will then try to blame them and say that, oh, well, your child was the one that was at issue. But again, you wasn't there. You know what I mean? So then the child is there like, oh, nobody believes me. Like, this is what happened. And yes, of course, you're going to have kids that don't tell the truth. But you could tell if a child's lying or not. You can look them in their eyes and see. You can see the trauma that a child has. You can know if a child is lying or not. And if you don't, then that means you don't know your child. But when parents know their child, and when parents are saying, nope, I know my baby did, I know, they know. It don't shame them because they know their child. So, parents, the duty is in your hands. You gotta get the receipts. You gotta get the receipts. And how you start to get the receipts and when you start to get the receipts is very important. You need to start documenting everything that you can to make sure that there is some intentionality with impacting what happens. If your child is continually being bullied and harassed at school, the district is not providing quality education. And people say, oh, well, kids will be kids. That is the most toxic thing that I could ever hear. That's just like saying, oh, boys will be boys to excuse them from sexual assault or sexual misconduct. Do y'all hear yourselves? Children will be children. Like, children learn to bully and perpetuate and harm people either from their own home. It was done to them before. It's done in the environment that allows them to do that. Or they have seen it. Right? So you can't just say, oh, children will be children, because that is just excusing the behavior. No. Children should be better humans to each other. Children shouldn't be picking on each other. Children shouldn't be saying anything that's negative to each other. We should all love each other. And the reason why that they do this is because they see the adults do this. And this is why I don't understand why adults are so concerned with what the children doing on social media when you need to be looking at yourself. Looking at how you using social media. Because guess what? How you do and how you interact in the home, guess what? That is instilled in your child. So if your child saying the N-word to a student, my question is, where did they learn to use that? Was it social media or was it from your own house? So to better prepare yourself, families, parents, you have to get things in writing. In the state of Florida, there's a thing called the Sunshine Law. So things become public record. You need to make sure that you put things in writing to get these receipts. And document when you do it to get these receipts as well. Because again, as I know, districts will do anything to shield liability. And they will do anything to redirect the attention and make it about what your child did and didn't do instead of the supervision and the care that's supposed to be provided at the schools to prevent the incident from happening in the first place. It's so simple. It really is. So can we please stop with the conversation? Children will be children, that type of thing. It's toxic. And honestly, that doesn't hold children accountable. And stop allowing your children to not be held accountable for bad behavior and allowing them to say whatever they want to say to a child. That's not right and that's not fair. It's not. And lastly, these cell phones, I'm telling y'all, these cell phones are killing us and they killing our children. And I might sound crazy to some people, and that's fine. Guess what? I'm not in this to be like, I'm just telling y'all what my experience is, and I'm just telling y'all just what I've seen and what I've experienced. So here's my thing. So there was a question. I'm interested to know your opinion. Do you think we, the village, need to create a program on our own for schools that address bullying on both ends? Yes. So I'm a person that I don't trust institutions. I don't trust systems. I don't, because I've been living in America for quite some time now. And I know, just as a person who's been on the receiving end of systems, know that systems are corrupt. And I know that systems are designed to shield liability. And I know that systems are done by design to do other things that is not inclusive for all people. So do I think that the village needs to create a program to combat bullying? Absolutely. I think the more programs available to talk about bullying, the better. Because if you look at the stats of our children that want to commit suicide or has committed suicide due to the fact of bullying, you would be, oh, like we have children that are 5 years old contemplating life or death because kids are harassing them at school. We have to be better humans to each other. Like, this is how this will work. We have to be better to each other. Like, I don't understand why kids feel the need to pick on each other. But you know what? I do know why. Because the adults do it too. The adults. So, listen, I'm all about jokes and stuff, and I'm all about being petty, and that's my thing. But it's one thing to be intentional trying to hurt somebody, and there's another thing to speak what's on your mind, right? There's a time and a place for everything. If you got a child that constantly is being talked about by the way they look or how they talk, that's trauma. And I don't understand where all these conversations come from when they need to be focusing on school. And then my question is, why do certain schools allow phone breaks for the children to be on a cell phone at school, and then get mad because an incident breaks out because they talking junk on social media to each other, and then a fight ensues? Riddle me that, because I need to know. I need to know why schools and school districts thinks it's okay to allow students to be on social media and then get upset if something is done on social media. And then, you know what? There's some school districts that say that they don't investigate social media because social media is outside of school. But you know what? It might happen outside of school, but guess where it returns? In school. So you can't just not address it. You can't, because you want to shield liability. It's important. It is important to have these conversations. It's important to talk about bullying, because bullying is hurting our children. It's impacting our children. And at the end of the day, there's going to be always somebody that say, you know, oh yeah, your child wasn't bullied, this, that, and the third. But was you there? That's what I want to know. Was you there? And if you wasn't there, why are you, what if you wasn't there, right? So we have people that will say, oh, well, that never would happen, but you wasn't there. So parents, get the receipts, because someone is always going to try to make you out to be a villain because you speaking your truth. Make sure you get the receipts, because the district will always shield liability and say, oh, it wasn't me, it was you. I don't trust systems, at least some of them. And so parents, you are the ultimate stakeholder, and you can shift the narrative and you can push the agenda. So from start to bottom, left or right, front and back, get those receipts. And if they don't respond to you promptly, you're going to email them back and say, I have submitted a bully incident report on this date. I have yet to hear anyone from the district. I need to have a response and to figure out some solutions to help to make sure that my child is in a safe learning environment. Talk about movement then. Oh man, they're gonna be scrambling. They're gonna be like, oh dang, she ain't playing with us. We need to get on it. This is why I don't understand why parents are another topic real quick. That's why I don't understand why parents are talking about the AC units just on social media. Man, listen, if I was you and I have a child in school that don't have an AC unit and the AC don't work and the child hot, I send an email to, it's brought to my attention by my child that the AC unit is not working in their classroom and has been significantly impacting them performance wise and also health wise. Like one parent told me that their child is sick, and I am providing them, the avenues to, prepare some receipts for this and document this. It's the beginning of the school year, folks. We got children getting sick because AC unit is not working. Tax dollars at work, yo. But that's the system. So, parents, get the receipts, because people gonna always say that you lying. Get the receipts, and how you get it? Public records request, and start documenting everything that you can. Document who you spoke to, and if you email. Oh, one last thing before I go. If you email the school district about a concern, because this is where I messed up when I had my incident at Jenny's Middle School, where the principal at the time came in my classroom and was asking me, was my position that I had, was it too much for me, because I was sending emails about the issues that was happening outside of the classroom and in my hallway. If they say, oh, you send them a writing and they say, okay, I'm gonna call you or give me a call. Don't do it. Don't do it. You go ahead and you say, for documentation purposes, I would prefer to have our communication in writing. Done. And continue that conversation in writing, because guess what? When you put it in writing, the district will move completely different. And that's why they can't refute the stuff that I posted about at Jenny's Middle School. Like you can't tell me that didn't happen, because I documented, I tweeted, I took pictures every step of the way. You can't tell me that negligence didn't occur at my school last year, and I'm still waiting for someone to be held accountable for that. Still waiting. Nonetheless, parents, you have the ultimate say when it comes to this. And if you are a parent that is facing a child being bullied and you don't know like where to figure out the information, I rather you reach out to me and I can point you in the right direction, or I can point you to someone that can point you into the right direction, because I mean, we all interconnected, right? But please don't make threats and all that, because I've seen parents get arrested for that. I've seen parents get civility bans. I've seen parents get civility bans and they ain't even do nothing wrong. I don't understand it. I still don't understand it. I'm so confused, to be honest. But your receipts is very important, folks. So I'm almost at 30 minutes and I got stuff to do. But this is important. And I need y'all to understand that having things in writing is going to change the game, period. So my motto, get those receipts, because people lie and receipts don't. With that, I love y'all. Have a great day. And if you have any questions, please let me know, because like I'm here. I'm all for it. But we got to get this paper trail going, because the district will say anything, and they have said anything. Lanier Elementary is an example. Just saying. There's a lot of stuff that's going on here within our school systems that we're not talking about, but parents, you had the ultimate say. So get your stuff in writing. And if you need help with that, connect with somebody that can help you, because we got to hold districts accountable. And how you hold districts accountable is with writing. So with that, y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Peace.